Hello friends, we are back with a very new video on English grammar rules once again. Today we thought of discussing degrees of comparison. Yes, it sounds simple, but the rules are not so simple, but you need to know the rules. As I always say, you need to learn the rules, because once the rules are learned, the language becomes much easy. Okay, because now what degrees of comparison is all about. Degrees of comparison. It is nothing but comparing, right? Comparing the quality of one thing with the another, right? Okay, so you always compare. You go to the market, you buy mangoes from one vendor, and then you walk down and you see more juicy mangoes being sold by another vendor, right? And immediately what you do, your mind immediately compares the two, right? Which one was better, right? This particular word better sounds or stands for comparing. The mangoes that you had bought were good, but then you come across some more mangoes which you think are more juicy than the previous ones, right? More juicy. Okay, so the moment you see these mangoes, this particular expression comes out of your mouth, that is, these mangoes are more juicy, right? So this more juicy, this expression is nothing but an expression of comparing these mangoes to the ones that you had bought before, right? So in this way, all the qualities are compared. So what are qualities? Qualities are nothing but adjectives, right? So degrees of comparison are mainly done with the adjectives, right? What are adjectives? They are the describing words. They describe nouns and pronouns. Okay? But degrees of comparison, they are like, there are many adjectives. I will not get into the types of adjectives over here, but just remember, there are many kinds of adjectives, there are many types of adjectives. Some adjective, they describe or they tell you about the quality of that particular thing. Some, they talk about the quantity, okay, how much, some rice, less rice, more rice, okay, they talk about the quantity. Some, they talk about the number, okay, 1 ball, 2 balls, 3 balls, they talk about the number. And there are some adjectives which are known as interrogative. So I'm not getting into all the types in this video, but just as a sake of information, as a sake of knowledge, you just remember degrees of comparison are done with those adjectives which define mostly the qualities, okay? That is, the qualitative adjectives are grouped into various groups of comparisons. All right, so basically degrees of comparison, they are done with the qualitative and quantitative adjectives, okay? Not with the rest. So qualitative and quantitative adjectives. All right, so now, as I said, there are few rules that are to be followed while forming the comparative words, okay, the comparative and the superlative words. Now what are comparative and superlatives? I'll tell you. For degrees of comparison, as I said, the qualitative adjectives are grouped into three categories. They are positive, comparative, and lastly superlative, okay, superlative, right? Now what are these three types of categories? They are the three kinds of comparisons done, all right? Now positive comparisons are like, they denote the simple quality, okay? For example, take the qualitative adjective tall, okay? This is the main adjective tall. Now you have two men standing in front of you and you need to talk about their heights. You need to compare their heights, right? So how do you compare? You think of this main word tall. You do this in your mind, right? You do this in your mind and then you compare who is taller than the other man, right? So automatically you say the second man is taller than the first man, okay? Immediately you do, like, you think in terms of the word tall and then you compare. How do you compare? You say, so basically comparative words, the comparative adjectives are the ones when you do between two people, okay? So taller, word taller is your comparative adjective, okay? Now the last one is superlative. So superlative means the highest degree, okay? Comparative is it is a higher degree than the positive one, okay? And superlative is the highest, okay? Now another man comes and joins this group. Now what do you have to say? You can't say the third man is taller than the first man and the second man. No, we don't say like this. We say like the third man is the tallest, okay? Highest degree, tallest, all right? So words like, so the words which denote the highest form of comparison is the superlative, okay? So positive is the simple adjective, the main adjective in terms of which you compare the items, all right? Suppose you compare in terms of taste, right? So all the foods are tasty, but so the word tasty is your adjective, that is your positive adjective, okay? Positive adjective. So if the word tasty, so now you have all the food items, okay? This is one dish, this is one dish, this is one dish. So you have three dishes over here, three food items, and all are tasty. So now you have to compare, okay? You have to compare which one is the best or the tastiest of all, right? So tastiest, the one which has most of, you know, the good tastes in them, you know, in it, will be the superlative one, Okay, for example, this one, okay, so this one. So what do you say? This is tasty, fine. Dish A is tasty. Dish B is tastier. This one is tasty. So you taste one and it tastes good. So what do you say? The moment you taste one dish, the first dish, you say, fine, it's tasty, right? The first one is tasty. Now you again taste the second dish. Okay, fine, and it seems to you to be tastier than the first one. You feel it to be better. Okay, so then you say tastier. So which means this is positive, this is comparative. Now when you taste the third dish, it seems to be the best. Okay, you just start loving this one. So that means this will be the tastiest of all. So this is the superlative, right? All right. So now there is a particular rule of forming these words of comparisons, forming these degrees of comparisons. All right. Now that is what I will discuss. How do you form these words? Because there are not all adjectives which are said or which are done like this, as tasty, tastier. There are many words for which you have to add the word more in front, and most for the superlative form, right? So now where to add more, most, where to add tastier, like er and est. So that is what I will discuss with you today. Okay, if you learn the rules up, then whatever positive word you get, you will be easily grouping them up in the various degrees. Now before I get into the rules, the very first thing that you need to learn is syllables. This is very, very important. Now what are syllables? Syllables are nothing but they denote how long the word is. Now you will come across many definitions in your books, on the internet, but this is the easiest way of describing or defining syllables. Okay, syllables, they tell you how long the word is, right? For example, and like and how do you understand the syllables? Yes, the syllables are explained by the vowel sounds. Okay, basically how long the word is, or rather how long the vowel sound is. Okay, now you know what vowels are. A, E, I, O, U. Right? So these are your vowels, and all the words that you form, they are based on the vowel sounds. I'm not talking about the vowel, but the vowel sounds. That is the sound that each of the vowels they brings out to you, right? For example, let's take this word degrees. How will you know how many syllables does this word have? Degrees. First, you just look at the word. How many vowels do you find? You find 1, 2, 3. There are 3 E's, right? Okay. The same vowel you find thrice over here, right? But how many syllable sounds, or rather how many syllables can you break the word degrees into? Degrees. 2 syllables, right? Because 2 E's, they stand for one long E, right? Degrees. Okay? Now the word, let's take the word cat. 1 vowel, 1 syllable. Cat. You have 1 vowel and the sound that the vowel brings out is a, right? So how many vowel sounds you are having in this? A. 1. Cat, right? 1 syllable. Now the word, let's take the word famous. Famous. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 vowels. But how many syllables are there? That is, how many vowel sounds are you getting? Sounds are you getting? Famous. A. 1 for this one. Famous. Okay? OU, they produce 1 sound, that is a, right? A sound and a sound, right? So you get 2 syllables. Two vowel sounds. There are 3 vowels, but sounds, how many sounds are coming out? How many vowel sounds are coming out? 2 vowel sounds, okay? Because O and U, they are getting joined up and they are producing 1 sound, a, right? Famous, us, okay? So 2 syllables. So in this way, you have to understand how the words are broken into syllables, because unless and until you learn the rule of breaking a particular word into syllables, you will not be able to learn the rules of comparing the, or rather you won't be able to form the degrees of comparison of the adjectives, right? Okay, so I think by now you have understood how to form or how to understand the syllables, right? That is, how many vowel sounds are coming out of that particular word. Okay, so why did I teach this first? Because the very first rule of forming degrees of comparison is based on finding the syllables. Now, what does the first rule say? Rule 1. The rule says that, like, mostly all the adjectives, okay, all the adjectives which contain more than 2 syllables, okay, 2 or more syllables in them, that is 2 or more vowel sounds in them, and in most of them the comparative is formed by adding more, and the superlative is done by adding the word most to them. How? So let me just write the rule. Adjectives containing two or more syllables form their comparatives by adding more and superlatives by adding the word most. All right, so when you are forming the comparative form of that particular word, which contains two or more syllables, you add more for making up the comparative degree, and you add the word most for forming the superlative degree of that word adjective. For example, just a few minutes back, I gave you the word famous, right? And I said, I showed you how famous contains two syllables. So let's take the word famous once again. So what did I say? See how will you understand how many syllables does this word have? First, you will see how many vowels the word has. The word has 3 vowels. A, O, U. 3 vowels. Right? Now, how many vowel sounds do these 3 vowels produce? They produce 2 vowel sounds. A, famous, right? So, A, must. So, A sounds like A, and O, U, they get joined up to produce one sound, A, right? A and A. So, 2 vowel sounds. What are they? A and A. The word famous contains 2 vowel sounds, or 2 syllables, right? So now once you establish how many syllables is your adjective broken into, then you will know if you have to add more, most, or you have to do something else with that word. Since this word famous, you understand that this word has 2 syllables, so it will go under this rule, that is rule number 1. You have to add more in order to form the comparative degree, and you have to add most in order to form the superlative degree, right? So the word famous, since it has 2 vowel sounds, we will add, so the positive word is famous, right? The positive word is, positive word is famous. Your comparative word is more famous, and the superlative form is most famous. So you see, it's not like the first example, like the word tall, taller, tallest, right? Over there we were adding ER and EST to the word tall, right? Because over here we have 2 vowel sounds, 2 syllables, so that's why we are adding more more for the comparative degree and most for the superlative degree, right? So you take up similar such words. Take up the word beautiful. Let's take up the word beautiful. How many vowels does this word have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and over here 5. So basically we have E, A, U, I, and again U, right? Beautiful. But how many vowel sounds? We are not worried about the number of vowels a word has. We are worried about the syllables or the vowel sounds that the word has. So how many vowel sounds does this word have? See, beautiful, beau, you, okay, you. So E, A, U, they are producing, or they are being pronounced as U, isn't it? Bu, U, beauty, E, okay? E, it's sounding like E, though it's I, but the sound that it is producing, is E. Bu, U, E, U. Again, this is U. It's again U or double O. Okay, U. Right? So it's producing 3 vowel sounds. So that means the word has 3 consonants. Sorry, 3. I'm very, very sorry. It has 3 syllables, right? So the word beautiful has 3 syllables. So more than 2 syllables, isn't it? 2 or more syllables, as I had said. So this word has 3 syllables: bu, u, t, e, and full ul, right? 3 syllables. So that's why this word, if we have to form the degrees of comparison for the word beautiful, we have to follow rule number 1, right? We have to follow the first rule, that is, you have to add more and most to form the degrees, right? So beautiful, comparative, that is another word that is more beautiful, and the superlative form is most beautiful. So you see a child, or you see a flower maybe, okay, rose, because my favorite is rose. So I will compare between 3 flowers. Let's take jasmine, then let's take sunflower and rose. Since rose is my favorite, so of course I'll call it to be the most beautiful flower, but definitely one who loves sunflower will say sunflower is the most beautiful flower. So jasmine is beautiful, sunflower is more beautiful, and rose is most beautiful for me. It can be different for you also, but the one that is your favorite will be most beautiful, right? So in this way you form the degrees of comparison for the words which contain 2 or more syllables, right? Another such word that contains 2 or more syllables, see the word useful. Useful. The word useful. 3 vowels. U. The first is sounding as U. Use. Okay. Though E is silent, but it produces a silent, sound, and ul again. So definitely 3 syllables. Okay. So more than 2 syllables. Useful. So you say useful. More useful. And most useful, right? Most useful. The last word that I give you in this segment, but there are many other words. You just know the rule, and whichever word you come across that you have to form a degree for, you just think about the rules, okay? The next word is maybe fearful. See over here, 3 vowels. Fearful, right? Fearful. Ear, fear. So E, A, U. So again, they are producing 3 vowel sounds. So that means the word has 3 syllables. E, A, U. Fear, fearful. Okay? Fearful. So degrees of comparison: fearful, more fearful, and most fearful. Alright, so there are more other words like these ones. Now we move on to the next rule. Rule number 2. Now what does this rule say? Alright, so according to this rule, there are many adjectives, okay, which has 1 syllable. Okay, there are 1 syllable and some adjectives of 2 syllables can also form the comparative by adding er or r, and the superlative by adding est or st. Okay, so over here, see, so the words which normally have 1 syllable. Okay, for example, like see, adjectives containing one syllable or sometimes two syllables, but this is not so common. This is the most common thing under rule number 2, adjectives with 1 syllable. Okay, so you form the comparisons. Form their degrees by adding er and st. Okay, that is est, right? Okay, now under this rule, okay, adjectives containing, let's say this, okay, 1 syllable. So under this rule, adjectives containing 1 syllable, this can further be divided into 5 various rules. Okay, so A, rule number A. What is 2A saying? That is, the first sub rule to rule number 2 is, if the positive adjective, if the positive ends in 2 consonants or in a single consonant preceded by 2 vowels, er and est are added. If positive ends in 2 consonants or in a single consonant preceded by two vowels ER and EST are added. Okay, so if the positive ends in two consonants, let's take up this definition into two parts. Okay, if the positive ends in two consonants, you know what consonants are? All the other letters of the alphabet apart from the vowels. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and all the rest of the other letters, that is B, C, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, all the other letters are consonants. All right. So if a particular word, if a particular adjective ends in two consonants, for example, the word, as I said, tall. You see, it ends with two L, LL, LL, right? So the word tall ends in two consonants. So what do? You add an ER to make the comparative form taller, and you add an EST to form the superlative form tallest. Understood? See, it ends in two consonants, so you add ER to form the comparative degree, and you add EST to form the superlative degree. Okay, let's take another such word that ends in two consonants, the word thick. It ends in C and K, right? See, two consonants, CK. So you add ER to form the comparative word thicker. Over here you are no more writing more thick and most thick, because the word doesn't have more than two syllables. One vowel, one syllable. Thick, ik, e, one syllable, right? E. So thick. So one syllable word. Under one syllable words, if the word ends with two consonants, so you add ER at the end and you add EST, thickest, to form the superlative form. Clear? You remember this? Now let's take the second part. Or if the word ends in a single consonant preceded means before, okay, preceded by two vowels. So if the word ends in one consonant and before that consonant there should be two vowels, like the word deep. It ends in a single consonant, P, okay, but before that, before the consonant, you have two vowels, right? So again the same rule, you add ER, deeper, and deepest, okay, deeper and deepest. So now you know the rule, so we will just write the words properly, then you will understand. So again, just remember the definition. The positive has to end either in two consonants, or if it ends in one single consonant, there has to be two vowels before that single consonant, okay? So you see, See, the positive ends in two consonants. The word small. Okay? Syllable is one syllable, one vowel, one syllable. All, small, aw, okay? Aw, one vowel sound. So, one syllable and two consonants at the end. LL, small. So, the next degree of comparison, comparative will be smaller. That is, you're adding ER, and smallest, you're adding EST. Okay? Tall, taller, tallest. Right? Thick, thicker, thickest. Let's take the word great. Okay? The syllable has to be single syllable, right? E, you have two vowels, E and A, but together they are sounding as great. See, you pronounce the word great, A. Are you saying create? No. You're not saying create. You're not producing two vowel sounds. You're producing one vowel sound, A. Great, right? Great. So, one syllable. Though it has two vowels, yet it has one syllable. So, under one syllable adjectives, you have to see. See, over here, it is ending in single consonant, right? It is ending in T, but before that you have two vowels, E and A. So it will be greater and greatest. Okay, all right. Again, the second type of rule 2 is there are some adjectives which have, one consonant at the end, and the consonant is preceded by a short vowel. Okay? Adjectives ending in one consonant and preceded by short vowels. Okay? Short vowels. What you have to do is, in that case, what do we do? The final consonant, in such a case, what do we do? The final consonant is doubled in such a case, and ER, EST are then added. Do you understand? See, again, you have certain adjectives that will end in one consonant, okay, single consonant, and that consonant will have a short vowel sound before, okay, a short vowel sound before, or a short vowel, okay, before. So in such cases, what do? We double the last consonant and then we add ER and EST. How? I'll show you. Let's take the word hot. Right? It's ending in single consonant T. It's preceded by O, and the sound produced by O is very short. O, hot. We don't say hot, do we? No, we don't say hot. Not a long vowel sound. Hot, very short vowel sound. Okay, hot. So T, before T we have a very short vowel sound. In such case, what do? We first double the number of the consonant, that is the word ending with. It's ending in T, so we double the number. We add another T and then we add ER, and then we form hotter. Okay, hotter. For the superlative, what do? Again, we double the number and we add EST, hottest. Did you understand? Previously also it was ending in single consonant, but single consonant, and before that there should be two vowels. Okay, then we just simply we were adding ER and EST, right? But over here, single consonant and a short vowel. Okay, a short vowel before the single consonant. Hot. Okay, hot. Not like deep, not two vowels. Okay, longer vowels. No, short vowel before the consonant. So what we are doing before adding this ER, over here also we are adding ER and EST, but before adding ER and EST, what are we doing? We are doubling the number of the last consonant, and then we are adding ER, EST. Let's take another word, then you will understand. Let's take the word thin. Okay, see, again it's ending in a single consonant, N, thin, and before N we have I, one vowel, and the sound is also very short, thin. We are not saying thine or thin, not saying like this. We are saying thin, very short vowel sound. Okay, one vowel and very short sound, thin. So in that case, what will we do? Thin, we will first double the number of the consonant. Okay, we will add another N, then we will add ER, thinner. Okay, and for the superlative form, again thin, we will double the number, that is we are going to add another N, and then we are going to add EST to make it thinnest. Okay, fat, fat. Okay, fat, the word is fat. Don't say fat or fart like, okay, it's fat, very short vowel sound. Okay, fat, fat. Double the number, then add ER, fatter. Okay, and fattest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Okay, wet, wet. So you add another T over here and then you add ER, wetter. Don't say wait. Okay, it's wet, wet, wetter, wettest. All right, so this is another rule. Okay, I think we should stop here for today because you need to understand the rules, and we are left with just a few more rules for degrees of comparison, which we are going to come back with in the next video. So just learn up these rules till here, right? Understand them, try to understand them, and if you find again any difficulty, please do write about it in the comment section. I'm going to clarify it. I'm going to clarify your doubt in my next video, definitely. Okay, but till we come up with the next video, learn these rules up, take words for yourself and see whether the words are falling under these rules or not. Okay, and try to form your own degrees of comparison at home. Right till here, just abiding by the rules that you have learnt. You learnt till here, till this part. And before that, as I said, if you think that this video was helpful, please don't forget to click like, and of course please don't forget to share our videos. Okay, we ask you to share, because if you think the videos are helpful, you should always share the videos among your friends so that they also come across the lessons. They also derive some help out of these videos. So please like and share our videos. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Okay, press the bell icon for the further notifications. Right? Okay, so keep watching, keep learning.